Imagine stepping onto a movie set, thinking you're just there to play a role, and walking away with an entirely new lifestyle. That's exactly what happened to Jeff Goldblum while filming the latest chapter of Wicked. The man known for charming chaos in Jurassic Park and smooth eccentricity in every interview found himself rethinking every meal on his plate. As he dove deeper into a world where themes of oppression and compassion intertwine, Goldblum realized those ideas didn't belong only in a fantasy story. They belonged at his dinner table too. Today, we're exploring how this film inspired his shift toward vegetarian living, what sparked this dramatic change, and how it's influencing his upcoming holiday plans. And trust me, by the time you hear the full story, you might start questioning a few habits of your own. Jeff Goldblum recently opened up about something surprisingly personal: his decision to drop meat and poultry entirely. According to him, it wasn't a nutritionist, a trend, or a sudden health scare that pushed him toward vegetarianism. It was the emotional weight of filming Wicked for Good. While working closely with director Jon M. Chu, he found himself immersed in conversations about animal welfare woven into the film's themes. These weren't just casual chats. These were the kinds of discussions that stick with you long after the cameras stop rolling. Goldblum admitted that he began looking at his meals differently, questioning the cycle of animal cruelty behind everyday choices. That internal shift grew stronger as filming continued, until he realized he couldn't ignore it anymore. Goldblum explained that the turning point wasn't dramatic, but deeply human. During rehearsals and late-night set talks, cast and crew reflected on how fictional stories often mirror uncomfortable truths. If a movie can highlight oppression in a magical land, why can't those same ideas inspire change in our real world? That question echoed in Goldblum's mind, and he found himself wanting his actions to match his values. What made this transition even smoother was the company he kept. His co-stars Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo, both committed to plant-based diets, made the environment encouraging rather than isolating. Surrounded by people already embracing similar choices, Goldblum felt supported, inspired, and surprisingly excited about what came next. Now, with the holidays around the corner, Goldblum joked that this year will be his first meat-free Thanksgiving and Christmas. But instead of stressing over missing turkey or ham, he's genuinely enthusiastic. He talked about discovering dishes like stuffed acorn squash, hearty cauliflower steaks, and beautifully roasted vegetable spreads. These aren't just substitutes. These are meals that stand proudly on their own. Goldblum believes people often underestimate how festive and comforting plant-based cooking can be. For him, it's not about restriction, it's about creativity. And with the release of Wicked for Good approaching, he feels that embracing a compassionate lifestyle adds another layer of meaning to the season. What's especially fascinating is how Goldblum views this change not just as a personal choice, but part of something bigger. He mentioned feeling more aware of the environmental footprint left by traditional diets and how reducing meat consumption can influence global sustainability. It wasn't about perfection or moral superiority. It was about effort. Goldblum said, "We need the world to work for everybody on Earth, and every creature too." That simple line summed up his mindset. Small changes multiplied across millions of people can create a measurable difference. Coming from a beloved actor with decades of cultural influence, that message resonated powerfully. The excitement around Wicked for Good has only amplified the impact of his revelation. Fans, already eager to see Goldblum alongside Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo, now have another reason to connect with the movie's message. The trio's shared commitment to plant-based living adds a unique off-screen chemistry to their on-screen collaboration. Goldblum described the set as a space full of open conversations, curiosity, and mutual growth, something that extended far beyond acting. As he put it, every day on set felt like stepping into a creative laboratory where ideas didn't just stay in the script, but leaked into real life in meaningful ways. While the shift may seem sudden from the outside, Goldblum insists it was more of a natural evolution. He was surprised by how energized he felt after making the switch, not just physically, but mentally. Instead of seeing vegetarianism as a challenge, he began experiencing it as a lifestyle that aligned with his personality. Thoughtful, quirky, and open to exploration, he found joy in discovering new foods, new flavors, and new ways of approaching meals. And as he shared his culinary adventures with friends and family, many of them became curious about it too. Goldblum believes that when change comes from inspiration instead of pressure, it becomes easier to maintain and enjoy. Of course, not everyone around him immediately understood the shift. Some asked if this was temporary or simply a side effect of being immersed in a fantasy world. But Goldblum confidently expressed that this wasn't a whim. It was something that genuinely resonated with him. He emphasized that choosing a plant-based lifestyle doesn't require abandoning tradition. It just means redefining it. For him, holidays are about connection, warmth, and sharing memorable meals, not necessarily about the specific foods on the table. If anything, he suggested that experimenting with new dishes could make gatherings more exciting, giving families something fresh and meaningful to share. For viewers or fans considering a similar transition, Goldblum encourages taking it slow and seeking guidance if needed. He mentioned that consulting dietitians or health professionals can make the shift smoother and more balanced. It doesn't have to be an overnight transformation. Even swapping out a few meals a week can spark positive changes, both physically and environmentally. Goldblum's journey shows that inspiration can come from unexpected places, even a film set filled with magic, music, and imagination. His greatest hope is that people stay open-minded and willing to explore what feels right for them. As Jeff Goldblum steps into this new chapter, he carries with him a sense of joy and purpose. He sees vegetarianism not as a limitation, but as a way to live more consciously, more compassionately, and more in tune with the world around him. And with Wicked, for Good, set to release, he feels the timing couldn't be better. The movie's themes, the cast's camaraderie, and his personal transformation all intertwine into a story far bigger than entertainment. It's a reminder that art can inspire change, that choices matter, and that even small shifts can create ripples of positivity. And if Jeff Goldblum can reinvent his holiday dinner plate with excitement, maybe it's worth exploring what changes await the rest of us too.